two teams make their way back to the ice surface to get ready for the start of the second period here tonight between the Express and the Penticton Vees. One of two meetings between these two teams this season. The Express will head up to the South Okanagan Event Center in Penticton coming up early in the new year. As the Express will start this second period with Will Margell and Connor Grega on the wings in between Massimo Rizzo and Nick Carabin. And one of the Penticton players getting ready to line up for the face-off circle. Connor Hutchinson with a little jab on Connor Grega, and then Hutchinson goes back at Grega, who gives him a little bit of a cross-check. We'll just say that it was Hutchinson initiating the contact. Della Durante and Nick Carabin on the back end for the Express. You can sense there's just a lot of chirping being exchanged between the two sides as they line up for this face-off to get the second period underway. It'll be Massimo Rizzo lining up against David Cilia. And the second period is underway with the Vees controlling off the draw. Steve Holtz dropping it back to Hutchinson. Lead feed, it'll bounce into the Express zone. Della Durante back for the puck. Beats Apollo in a race for it. Backhands it up the wing. And Grega will poke it past Jay O'Brien, the 18th pick in the 2018 NHL draft by Philadelphia. As now Holtz lobs it back deeper to the Express end, delayed offside on Penticton. Gives the Express time to come out of their own zone. And starting back is Noah Della Durante. The lead feed for Massimo Rizzo. Plays it through the skates of Amonte. Can't get it in deep, but following up is Carabin will snap it into the Penticton zone. That allows the Express to start their first change. As played on the right wing for Amonte in the Express zone. Can't cut inside on Cooper. Now Kale Zek will try and poke it deep, but that allows Carabin to snap it up for LaPointe. With speed, he cuts in, wrist shot, and a good shoulder save made by Peretz. As LaPointe had room to walk in on the left wing side after a beautiful long stretch pass to feed Greg LaPointe in stride. And the Express forward is making a bid for his second goal of the night. Just 56 seconds into the second period. Connell on the face-off for the Express, kicks it back to Wildauer, to the line to Cooper. He'll roll it behind the net for Greg LaPointe. He centers it, he scores! There's LaPointe's second of the night, and it's a 2-0 Express lead. And just from the side of the net, he threw it on goal. It bounced in on the skates of Peretz. And the Express have expanded their lead. As Drew Cooper just rolled it deep for LaPointe. And puck's on net. Good things will happen. And that's exactly what happened for Greg LaPointe there for his second of the game and 15th of the season. As the puck is snapped into the Express zone, Stevenson will play it around for Drew Cooper. Up the middle for Connell. Lead feed to Josh Wildauer. He'll sauce it to the V line. That's blocked. And now it hits Greg LaPointe in the Penticton zone. And the play is blown down on the offside. So Drew Cooper will pick up his second assist of the night on the goal by Greg LaPointe. As now the Express send out McDougall, Ong, and Ethan O'Rourke. O'Rourke will line up against Danny Waite. One back for Stephen Bellini. He'll slap it into the Penticton zone. Comes back to Evan McIntyre, being forced out by Ethan O'Rourke. Play up the right wing for Malmquist. Return to Casabun. And now it's tipped into the Penticton bench. And the play is blown dead. The faceoff will be outside the Express blue line. Puck goes to the boards off the draw, controlled by the Express. Cooper up the left wing and center for McDougall. He'll backhand it in the Penticton zone. Elliott back for the puck. Bumped by Ong on the forecheck. And played up the left wing for Danny Waite with speed. He's cut off on a good hard play by Christian McDougall. And the Express young forward's been throwing his weight around here tonight, has been McDougall. Now behind the net, Malmquist trying to center it. Blocked there by Ethan O'Rourke. And Cooper will start it back for the Express. Nicely slided through for Christian McDougall. Now in the middle for Ethan O'Rourke. In across the Penticton line. He's poke checked. Della Durante follows up. He'll turn on the right boards. Slide it to the end wall behind the net for O'Rourke. Centers it. Comes all the way back to the line. And out through center ice for Pearson. We'll drop it back for Addison Macy. Lead feed, and he gets it through for Schleppe. In across the Penticton line. There's the shot. Steered away by the blocker. Perez loose in the crease. Trotman jamming at it. Loose. And Perez has got it as he got the left pad out and made a nice save with Schleppe there, Pearson there, Trotman there, and a key stop to keep this just a 2-0 game, as it was a bit of a fire drill in front of the Penticton net as the Express were looking to try and to expand their lead to 3-0, and Perez with his biggest save of this one so far here tonight. Trotman will take the face-off against David Cilia to the right of the Penticton goal. Vees win it cleanly, played around the left wing, intercepted by Carabin. Wrist shot, and that one high and over top of the goal. Now Carabin is knocked to the ice by O'Brien, and it's rolled out through center ice. Carabin for the Express, through the middle for Danny Pearson. He'll feed it for Schleppe in the Penticton zone. Trying to get it back to Pearson. And it's out through center, and out come the Vees. Cilia in on the left wing, cutting wide on Bond. Right to the net, Cilia chipped it wide. On a good chance for the Penticton captain. Now they battle for it behind the Express goal. Tied up in skates. Trotman trying to protect it. Rolled up the wing by DePaulo. Back to Hutchinson. He'll put a backhand wide of the Express net. Schleppe hustling to a loose puck, and he sends his man, Colton Kitchen, hard to the ice. So that's 2 solid checks in back-to-back games for Tyler Schleppe after he leveled Landon Fuller on Saturday night against Vernon. Here's Pearson in the V zone on the right wing. He'll muscle it in deep as his teammates change in behind him. He squeezed off the puck, and back comes Penticton. Connor Hutchinson feeds on the right wing for Tyler Ho with the Express line. He'll turn on the boards. He'll roll it back to Hutchinson. He'll try and get himself free. Wrist shot slid it wide of the net, and it slides into the corner. Rakelzik is there, but we have a whistle blowing things dead, and the referee out at center ice is giving a high stick indication. And it looks like the Express are going to go to their first power play of the night, as heading off for the penalty is Connor Hutchinson for the high stick. Penalty comes at the 3:51 mark of this first period. Express power play enters this game here tonight 5th in the league at 22.8%. Vees penalty killing is 8th in the league at 81.7%. As the opposition has scored a power play goal against Penticton in 4 of the last 5 games, going 6 for 18 in that time. As the Express will start this power play with O'Rourke, Woldauer, and Connell up front. LaPointe and Nick Carabin will work the points. A lot of discussion here before we get the teams to line up to the right of the Penticton goal, and now they've changed the penalty. It's a double minor for high sticking for Hutchinson. So that's what that discussion was all about. So big opportunity for the Express here. Vees win the face-off, and it's cleared the line, nicely knocked down by Greg LaPointe. Slides to the right boards. Woldauer lost his stick, but he gets it back, and he feeds Connell in the corner. He's checked and is poked behind the Vees net to McIntyre. He'll roll it up the wing, held in by Carabin. He'll slide it down the left boards, and now the power play will look to try and set it up. Rolled back to the left boards to Woldauer. Feeds Carabin at the line. Right circle to Greg LaPointe, settles down a bouncing puck. Now LaPointe walks in, goal line feed O'Rourke. Return pass to LaPointe, that was in his skates, but he chips it back to the right point, Carabin. Wrist shot deflected, loose puck in front, and is chopped away from Connell, but right to LaPointe. Across Connell, had his shot blocked. Now Woldauer to the line of Carabin in the middle. Right circle, Greg LaPointe, looking. Backdoor feed, and he couldn't connect with Cooper Connell. 50 seconds gone in the power play. Woldauer with O'Rourke screening. Moving down the left wing side. Sliding it back to the line to Carabin. Slap shot, knocked down in front. Rolls into the corner to LaPointe. Good control here for the Express on this power play. LaPointe from the right boards to the line to Carabin. Left side, Connell. Trying to feed it backdoor, easily intercepted. And Jay O'Brien will send it all the way down the ice. And both teams will get in some changes. Minute 15 gone in the double minor high sticking penalty to Hutchinson, as Greg Rizzo and Mauro Gale have come out for the Express up front. as turning it back is Stephen Bellini. He'll leave it for Massimo Rizzo with speed. He'll gain the Penticton line. Now work on the right wing side and set up and dish it off for Margell. Working off the right boards, down to the corner for Massimo Rizzo. Back to the line to Noah Della Durante. Return pass to Rizzo at the right circle. Goal line feed, Margell. Bellini's lurking in the slot. Greg on the other side. Back to Della Durante. Return pass, Rizzo. Wrist shot, kick the rebound. Greg scores! Connor Grega buries the rebound, and the Express are still on the power play as they lead Penticton 3-0. As the shot came from the right wing side by Rizzo, big rebound kicked out by Peretz, and Grega buried it. And at 5:45, the Express have expanded their lead, and now the Express are on their second power play of the night as Connor Grega buries his 8th of the season. And off the face-off, Penticton will send it down the ice. In on goal to Stevenson. He tried to move it quickly, but he held on to it just long enough to get a whistle. So the Express getting that power play goal from Connor Grega. Rizzo will get an assist on that, extending his point streak to 3 games. 2 goals and 3 assists in that time. And Rizzo now has 11 points in his last 10 games on 4 goals and 7 assists. As back start the Express. Massimo Rizzo speeding through center. Gains the Penticton line on the right wing. He'll try and cut inside. Roll it back to Grega. Down low to Margell. He'll feed it back to Rizzo. He'll close in as the power play sets up again. Margell looking. Dishing up the right boards for Massimo Rizzo. To the line to Della Durante. Left circle Grega. Rink wide. Rizzo had it bounce over his stick and he takes it off the boards. Rizzo back to Della Durante. Return pass Rizzo. Closing in down low. Margell tipped into the slot. Tipped to Rizzo. He shoots. And that went off a stick. And it hit the Express 2006 RBC Cup Championship banner. As now the power play has 1 minute and 6 seconds remaining in it. Good puck control and movement with Margell and Rizzo. And you saw that unit alongside Bellini in the slot being so effective playing catch. That helped lead to the goal, the power play goal by Della Durante on Saturday night. As the Express win the face-off in the Penticton zone, but a pass for Pearson didn't connect, and the Vees send it all the way down the ice. Express now have out there Pearson, Tyler Schleppe, and Adam Trotman up front on the power play. Carabin and Drew Cooper on the back end. As back start the Express, Cooper wheeling to the Penticton line, takes it deep on the left wing on Holtz, rolls it behind the net. Niedermeyer bumped it behind the goal by Trotman. And it comes free to Holtz, and he'll send it all the way down the ice into the Express end. Right on goal to Clay Stevenson. He'll just poke it up ahead for Tyler Schleppe. He'll tip it to Nick Carabin with 30 seconds remaining in the power play. Now fed on the right wing for Schleppe in the V zone. He'll turn back, bank it back to the right point, Carabin. Look, into the left wing side for Danny Pearson. Trading place with Carabin. Back to the line to Drew Cooper. Left circle to Tyler Schleppe. Back to the line to Cooper. Wrist shot hit Holtz in front. And the puck comes to Barnes, and he'll send it down the ice into the Express zone. Blackaduk racing in after it, and Stevenson out of his net, just played it behind his own goal. As the double minor penalty to Hutchinson has come to an end, and the Express scored once on that man advantage, and they are now 1 for 2 on the power play. As the puck rolls down the ice into the Penticton zone, and this is going to be an icing on the Express with 7 minutes and 53 seconds gone here in the second period. 3-0 Express leading. As the shots are now 14-9 in favor of the Express in the game. So Express with an early 6-2 advantage here in this second period. As the face-off will be to the left of Clay Stevenson. David Cilia against Ethan O'Rourke on the draw, 2 rival number 12s. Express get the face-off. Carabin feeds on the right wing for Brad Ong. Cross ice to Drew Cooper. Had to stop. And he'll just lob it to the Penticton line where it's tipped in by O'Rourke. Right side of his net. Sending it around to Hutchinson. He'll stab it up the left wing. And DePaulo will tip it down the ice into the Express end. Bellini wins the race against the hard-charging David Cilia. And now Bellini will head north for the Express. He'll flip it through the middle of the ice. And he'll slide it to the Penticton line. Where McIntyre's there. Now tipped back, and in comes Jay O'Brien with the Paulo. O'Brien in the slot, waits. Now he got in too tight, and he couldn't get his shot away. But he's still on the puck in the express zone. O'Brien tries a sharp angle test, and it was a pretty routine save for Clay Stevenson to just hold on to it with the shoulder, as that was setting up to be a dangerous opportunity for the Philadelphia first rounder. But by the time he got himself in a good shooting position right in the slot, he decided to hold on, as the Express had taken away the shooting lane for O'Brien there. Face-off will be to the right of Clay Stevenson. Danny Wade will tip it back to Elliott. Now McIntyre, the one-timer, and a good stick by LaPointe. That broke his stick, or at least he thought he broke it as he checked it, as the shot eventually went wide. And now Connell leads the rush into the Penticton zone on the right wing. Takes it in deep, rounded behind the Vees net. He'll feed it back to the left point, Della Durante. Screen shot, hit a skate in front, and that knocked down Donnie Wade to the ice. Now LaPointe feeds it back, and Connell fans on a one-timer. And back comes Malmquist for Penticton with Wade and Niedermeyer. Malmquist stops, feeds it across, just out of the reach of Wade, who takes it off the boards in the Express zone. Rolled back to Colton Kitchen. He'll roll it behind the Express goal, out of the reach of Malmquist. And Bond for the Express will bank it up the right way to Connor Gregor. But now behind the play, we have Malmquist knocked to the ice. And now we're going to get a Penticton power play, as high sticking is the indication. And now they're going to check the damage and see if it's going to be 2 or 4 for Noah Della Durante at 9:19 of this second period. And it is going to be a double minor for Noah Della Durante. So now each team has been penalized for a double minor penalty for high sticking here in this second period. Express went 1 for 2 on their opportunity. And now the Vees get their chance. And the Express win the face-off and send it down the ice into the Penticton zone. Sleppy and Adam Trotman will start the penalty kill up front. Nick Carabin and Drew Cooper on the back end for the Express, as the Vees have out there Kalzik, O'Brien, Malmquist, Waite, and Holtz, as O'Brien leads the rush into the Express zone. Comes around on the right wing side and feeds it back to the right point to Holtz. Now to the left side of Malmquist, and the power play will set it up. Malmquist, he'll swing it all the way back to Holtz at the left point in the Express zone. He'll dish it off to Jay O'Brien on the left side. Sauce it to the side of the net. Now O'Brien will get a return pass, feed it back door, but the Express block that, and Tyler Sleppy will bounce it all the way down the ice. That allows the penalty killers to change, as out comes Macy, Bellini, Pearson, and Rizzo for the Express, with 50 seconds gone in the double minor penalty to Della Durante. As we pass the midway mark of the second period, 3-0 Express leading in this battle of the top 2 teams in the BCHL. And the Express break up a Penticton rush and send it all the way down the ice. Bretz sweeping it away from the oncoming Danny Pearson. Now it's dropped back for Jackson Niedermeyer, son of Scott. He'll head north for Penticton. He'll then leave it for Stephen Holtz. He'll dump it across corner in the Express zone as Bellini goes back for the puck. The bounce to the side of the net. Stevenson couldn't cover it. Now they battle for it behind the Express goal. Macy leaning on his check, and Niedermeyer takes the puck for Penticton. He'll roll it back to the line to Hutchinson with 90 seconds gone in this power play. Out to the left side to McIntyre. He'll move down the boards. He'll play behind the net for Niedermeyer. Center dart in front, and the Express tip that away. And it comes to the left boards where Pearson bumps there with Cilia. Now it's in skates in the Express end, and it squirts loose, and Pearson finds it, and he'll lob it down the ice into the Penticton zone. And now there's 7 seconds remaining in the first of the 2 penalties to Della Durante. As now the second of the double minor penalty to the Express defenseman is now in effect, and the Vees are on their 3rd power play. And back they start. Here's Danny Wade in the Express zone, the right wing. He'll roll it in the corner for Cilia. He's met there by Kerber and will rim it around the far side. Connell now battling for the Express. Kills will roll it behind the Express net, where Kerber has it. He'll find a lane, and he'll bounce it down the ice into the Penticton zone. As that forces Connor Hutchinson to go back for the puck. Being lost by Woldauer up ice. Rimmed around the boards. Blocked there by Connell, but now O'Brien takes the puck and will start it back for Penticton. He'll turn back, being watched by Josh Woldauer as we hit the 12-minute mark here in the second period. O'Brien will chip and chase after in the express zone. Bump there with Carabin will poke it up the left wing to Connell. He'll get it to Drew Cooper, and the express captain will calmly send it all the way down the ice. Now with a minute 10 remaining in the double minor penalty to Della Durante. As Steve Holt starts back for Penticton. He'll just dump it in. And O'Brien are racing after it against Macy. They'll bump it behind the express goal. Trotman trying to help out. Now they battle forward in the corner. Mulaney trying to dig it loose as it's tied up in skates. Still tied up along the boards as 7 of the 9 skaters on the ice are deep in there trying to dig it loose. Now it rolls free to Danny Waite with 40 seconds remaining in the Penticton power play. Waite closing in. Wrist shot knocked down in front. Waite again on the rebound. Couldn't get his shot away. And now Trotman battles hard. Wins the battle for the puck. And he'll skate it through center with Ethan O'Rourke. Trotman in across the line to the weak shot. Gloved down by Peretz. And now the Express will force the face-off deep in the Penticton zone. But a good job by Adam Trotman after winning that battle. He read that he had time and space, sending it all the way down the ice. He just skated all the way down to the Penticton zone and got a shot away and forced the face-off deep in the Penticton end. Now with 21 seconds remaining in the penalty to Della Durante and 7 minutes remaining here in the second period. As Rizzo will take this face-off for the Express up against Jack Barnes. They tie one another up, and Hutchinson takes the puck and starts the rush for Penticton. Hutchinson, he'll chip it into the Express end. Stevenson out of his net. Lays it up the left wing for Rizzo. He'll take his time. He'll feed on the right wing for Connor Gregor. He'll speed into the V zone. Trying to cut inside, but he can't get past Hove. As now the penalty to Della Durante has come to an end. And the Express have killed off 4 minutes of power play time for Penticton. And the Vees are 0 for 3 on the power play. Cosabot knocking down a puck at the Express line. He'll feed Hove. His centering pass is blocked by Cooper. And Della Durante will clear it down the ice and get it to center for Cosabot. He'll lob it right back into the Express zone as Carabin goes back for the puck. Being pursued by Barnes on the forecheck. Carabin will turn and get himself some time. Slide behind his own net for Drew Cooper. Feed up the left wing for Della Durante. His pass intercepted at the line by Cilia as the Express have 3 defensemen out there on the ice right now. And now a pass gets through to Connor Gregor with Rizzo in across the line. Gregor shoots and he slid it low and just wide. And Kitchen will take the rebound for the Vees. Slide it up the wing, intercepted by LaPointe, but he can't get it through to Margell. And back comes Cilia on the Express zone right wing, trying to cut wide, and Bellini cuts him off. But LaPointe overskated the puck in the Express end. Now fed back to the line. Kitchen shoots that one wide of the goal. Close to the side. Cilia scores! David Cilia banks it in off of Clay Stevenson. And Penticton's on the board. It's a 3-1 game. As Kitchen threw it towards the net, it bounced off the end wall and came to the side. Stevenson thought he was there in decent position, but Cilia found a way to bounce it in off the Express netminder. And at 14:23, it's now a 3-1 game. And the Penticton captain has potted his 9th goal of the season. These get the draw. And backhanded into the Express end. Della Durante back for the puck. Rimming it around the boards. Blocked there by Niedermeyer. His shot kicked up by Stevenson. Played all the way back. Holt slap shot. And that's a good pad save by Stevenson with the left leg. As Holt's got a lot on that. Now Holtz has the puck at the Penticton line. He'll flip it up the wing. And the Express will clear it through center ice. Colton Kitchen and Jay O'Brien get the assist on the David Cilia goal. As Malmquist will roll it behind the Express net for Danny Waite. Centers it out in front. The Express poke that away to the boards. And now we have a puck being contacted with a high stick, I believe, is the indication. With just under 5 minutes remaining here in this second period. And on that note, we will step aside as you're listening to Express Hockey from the Poirier Sports and Leisure Complex.
There's 1 month until the BCHL's Fred Page Cup playoffs begin. Right now around the league, there's teams fighting for home ice, fighting to fine-tune their game so they're ready to go, and the Express are no different. This year for the Express is shaped up to be the best regular season in team history. They've already set a franchise record for wins, and last week the team won its first ever regular season division title. But this motivated group is going to keep pushing for more.
It's pretty special. We clinched it pretty early. we've had a great season so far, and it's good to show that.
It's a great feat. I think it's something that at the start of the season we didn't have that goal in mind. We were just trying to be the best team we could be. As the season progressed, I think we recognized that we were a top team, not only in the mainland but in the BCHL. We were going to do everything we could, come each night trying to get 2 points. And I think it's a really good situation when you look at. We've had some struggles, we've had some injuries, and the guys are buying in. Different guys every night step up, and that's what you need to be a top team.
To get to this point, the Express have been no different from other teams in the league having to deal with injuries, the disappointment of losing a few games in a row, but there's a strong character element that has carried this team to this point, and it showed itself in one of the most impressive wins of the season, Friday versus Chilliwack.
If you're going to win this many games, you got to have a lot of different parts. It can't just be goaltending, it can't just be D. You can't just rely on scoring, so it's basically something that we pride ourselves in being a complete hockey club, and by no way, shape, or form are we complete, but we're going to keep pushing ourselves to get better and become great.
Whenever this team is needed to look internally, they've always been able to lean on the defensive side of the game and the work that's been put in all season long to help this team find its way.
Once you get away from that, obviously the games get harder and you start playing tougher. So once we get back to that, things go easier and we start to contribute and do a lot better. So with all the video we do too, we go back and we watch games from previous times where we were playing that way and doing that system. So to get back to that.
Well, I think we've made a lot of improvements trying to simplify. Again, that's part coaching, part players, but we were probably getting a little bit too cute, and we were talking about maybe making too many passes and trying to make exactly perfect exits all the time. Getting back to the basics as we get closer to playoffs. It's we've got 8 games or 10 games left. Just making sure in those 10 games we simplify.
Now with the division wrapped up, this team will continue to push forward with a chance to finish first overall in the BCHL standings, all the while trying to fine-tune their game for a month from now.
Yeah, it's definitely something we'll work towards. Obviously, you want to hang as many banners as you can, and it shows the season that we've had. So we're definitely working towards that. But obviously, our goal is to win the national championship.
There's no easy games. You need strong goaltending every night. You need everyone playing, buying in. And if you're competitive with good habits, your habits will get you through some of the tough times, and we've stressed habits all year long. And I think that's a big reason of why we're one of the top teams, if not the top team in the BCHL regular season. And we're hoping those habits carry forward into playoffs, and the hunger becomes even a little bit more grand, and guys start working just a little bit more, because teams are going to put it all on the line, and you're going to have to step out onto that ice with the same mindset, if not force teams to want to beat you and beat you in the trenches.
This group has embraced the work that has got them to this point, and they're bracing the work to come that will push them to turn a memorable regular season into a memorable playoff.
Just keeping our work ethic and habits up. You're pretty late in the year, so guys are being out and tired, but just continue to keep getting better and keeping up to speed, because playoffs is obviously another level, so we got to get close to bringing that as soon as we can.
We're happy with some of the goals we've accomplished, but our main prize is to be playing in May, and it's not going to be easy. We've got some barriers in our way, and it's about pushing forward.
It's time for another BCHL Scholarship Update, presented by Subway Restaurants.
This is Eddie Gregory, voice of the Coquitlam Express. The BCHL would like to congratulate Express forward Greg Lapointe on a commitment to St. Lawrence University, as well as Express goalie Jack Watson on a commitment to RPI.
The BCHL remains the leader in Canada for advancing players to college hockey, the fastest growing route to the NHL. Last year saw over 160 college committed players. The BCHL is modern hockey.